today in this video we are going to work on the hose of the exhaust of a motorcycle. So this is a cylinder head of a motorcycle. So as you see, this is the exhaust where they tie the exhaust pipe. So this hose of the exhaust pipe, the threads, they are stamped, so there are no threads inside. So as you see, I'm going to show you, I'm going to put just a bolt. As you see, just press the bolt and it enters inside. So this is the original bolt for which ties the exhaust pipe. So inside there are no threads, it's just a hole inside. So we are going to cut these two holes. As you are seeing, this is the cylinder head, as you see. So these holes, the threads are damaged and destroyed inside. As you see, it's just a hole. So I'm going to show you how to rethread these holes so that again the bolts tie. So let's go into the video and I show you how to rethread these holes. But before we go into that, we are going to use a 6 times 1.0 tap. Also we are going to use 8 times 1.2 tap plus 6mm drilling bit and a 5mm drilling bit plus iridium coil. We are going to make our iridium coil using this die of 1.25 so that we can make these holes to rethread again these stamped holes of the cylinder head. So let's jump into the video. So let's first tie this into my vise here. So you be careful because this is aluminum. If you tighten it very too much here, it may break. So this is aluminum, so just tighten it a little bit. So at first I'm going to remove these stamped threads by using 8mm drilling bit, this one. So you're going to remove these stamped threads, remaining stamped threads. So after that, you have to remove the dust inside. So we are going to cut inside 8.125. So we'll remove the stamp thread so that we can drill, we can cut in the threads for the iridium coil. The iridium coil we are going to use is of 1.25 8mm. So let's cut the threads inside of 1.25 8mm. As I told you, these taps, they are in series, so a set is of 3 taps. So this is the first one. We first use this one because the difference in these taps is about these threads. It's all about the threads at the starting point. So these ones, they're a bit stunted, as you are seeing. So this is the first one, so we are going to use this one as the first one. Then we repeat the process with the rest. So we have to remove the dust, but let me first come. So I have brought this one to remove the dust. So we are going to use the second one. This is the second tap in the set. Put also the last one. We try to extend that camera and show people how this thing is made. So the threads we have tried to cut inside here, these are the threads we are going to cut on the iridium coil, so that we fix this iridium coil inside to decrease the space so that we can cut the bolt, the original bolt for number 10. So also we are going to cut here the threads for 8 times 125 so that we can tie inside here this iridium coil. So we have got a challenge. The challenge is that he tried to extend the camera. The challenge is that inside here they already cut the iridium coil inside. There's a certain iridium coil inside, so whereby this hole has been already been made long time ago. So we have to remove the remaining iridium coil inside. So I'm going to use the hammer plus my remove of the iridium coil. So this is my remover. I call it like a remover. So it's a bit sharp, pointed in front. It was a drilling bit of 5mm. So you have to remove the remaining parts of the iridium coil so that you can put a new one. So as you are seeing, so this is the remaining part of the old iridium coil which has also got destroyed. So we also have to remove it. So that's the challenge I've been telling you. So we are going to remove it together as you are seeing. So I'm going to drill inside with this short one, with this short 5mm drilling piece, because if you try to use a long one, it may break, because breaking is very easy and it will take us some good time again to remove the broken pieces of the drilling bit. So you are going to use these short ones. First drill inside here to remove this remaining iridium coil, which was already put before. So first knock these things. Brush iridium coil. So removing it's not easy, but because it was already cut inside before, so we are going first to remove these ones, this old one, and we put a new one. So I've brought this, I don't know how to call this one, but remove this thing. So, as you are saying, this the parts of the irium coil. We have removed the irium coil, so we are going to put a new one, but we are first going to make the threads look straight or look neat. They are going to look neat by again putting in the thread, the tap of number 8, the size. So we are going to use this last one, the last bit of 8.8 times 1.8 to sharpen the thread so that a new irium coil can tie very well. So let's go to another part. The next part we are going to cut the irium coil, which we are going to tie inside here. So this irium coil is of 8 millimeter. We are going to cut. We are going to make our own irium coil using a die. Using a die of 8 millimeter times 1.25. So we have finished to cut the irium coil. We are going to tie it inside using this spar glue, because this spar glue tightens very well the irium coil. So let me get a pin. So it had failed to come out, so let me put a pin inside. So after pinning, so after putting the spar glue, we tie the irium coil inside. This irium coil is of 8 millimeter, and we have cut the outer threads of also 8.25 as we did the inside. So remove the rest, the remaining pieces. So we are going, so we have finished to cut inside the piece inside. So after that we flatten the area, remove the remaining piece. So after that we bring this 5mm drilling bit and we drill inside, because we are going to cut the threads of 6mm. So we drill in 5mm. So we repeat the process and we cut another helium coil. So I've grinded on the helium coil so that to get a starting point, so that this die can start very well. Will not disturb me very much. So I finished to cut another helium coil, so that which we are going to put in another hole, in the second hole. So let's also tie the helium coil in the second hole. So we are going to tie the helium coil in the second hole, because we are working on 2 holes. Is all the tire bolt of number 10. This is an exhaust hole. So these bolts I'm working on, they tie the exhaust pipe. So we cut and remove the remaining piece of our helium coil. So we also repeat the same process. Let's first slap on the helium coil. After flattening the helium coil, we are going to drill in 5mm hole inside. So also don't forget to put the seat to remove these excess parts of the helium coil. So I've used the 12mm bit to remove these excess parts. As you are seeing, as you are seeing, now I've removed the excess parts. The work is now neat. So you are going to cut inside 6 times 1.0. That is the size of the original bolt of number 10 inside here. I'm going to use this hand tap like hand holder, like the holder, tap holder, so to cut inside here. So you should be straight. You should look the straightness so that you cannot cut the threads when they are a bit bent. So you should look and you be straight when cutting this, because this is the last step. So you should be a bit straight. And also you have to be careful, because you have to be careful and try to listen. You listen these taps through your hands so that they cannot knock or they reach at the end point when it's still cutting. So if you still keep on cutting, you end up breaking the taps. So you have to be careful and put all your attention when cutting. So we have also to use like oil just to make the work a bit smooth, so that the taps can cut very smooth. So let me bring the oil. So this is my oil I use. Even though it's a bit black, it's used, but it's the best. So I have to use the oil. Now repeat the process. That hole is finished. Repeat the process in another hole. So you should keep yourself a bit straight. Make sure you are straight. So you have to remove the dust because they may break the taps. Don't forget to use the oil. As I told you, these taps, they are also 3. So first you use the first one at a certain point, then if it stops cutting, and you see if you put a lot of energy it may break, you change. So as you're seeing, so now we are finished cutting, so it's time to show, to prove, to see whether. So let me try to show you by using a bolt for number 10. So as you are seeing now, we are finished cutting, so we can use now to tie instead. The other time, as I've been showing you, the bolt was just following inside. There were no threads inside, so the threads, now the work is done. So thank you for watching.